Hello guys, hope you all are doing well today. Welcome to ID Talk TV. In this video, I'll bring you some of the latest happening in Chelsea Football Club. We'll take a look at the UEFA Champions League squad as released by Uefa. Chelsea have passed the UEFA Champions League financial checks and has approved. And UEFA has approved the Champions League squad. I'll bring you news on Tyreek George. I'll bring you news on Andrey Santos and also the bomb squad. So stay tuned as I take you around the latest happening in Chelsea Football Club. Okay, let's dive into it as it's happening. Check this out from Karen Gill. Chelsea submitted Champions League squad past UEFA financial checks, and UEFA went on to release the statement. The squad list submitted fulfilled the criteria of the settlement agreement, and it was therefore already reviewed and approved before publications on UEFA's website. Interesting. Chelsea's UEFA Champions League squad have actually passed the financial checks, and therefore Chelsea was not found wanting in anywhere. And UEFA went on to release a statement stating that the squad list submitted fulfilled every criteria of the settlement agreement, and it was therefore already reviewed before being published in the UEFA website. So, Chelsea UEFA Champions League squad have been released. Take a look at the list of Chelsea UEFA Champions League squad. Who made the list and who did not make the list? Check this out from Chelsea Football Club. Breaking. Chelsea's UEFA Champions League squad. Robert Sanchez, Philip Jorgensen, Marc Cucurella, Tosin Adarabioyo, Badiashile, Lavia Cowell, Jorel Ato, Trevor Chalobah, Rhys James, Malo Gusto, Wesley Fofana, Fernandes, Palmer, Jimmy Gittins, Dario Sugo, Andrey Santos, Moses Caicedo, Pedro Neto, Liam Delap, Joao Pedro, McGill, Estava William, and Garnacho. Those are the list of players that made the UEFA Champions League squad. You notice any missable name? Some names are missing. Take a look at this. Check this out. From Karen Gill. This is the A list. George, Lavia, and Achampong are eligible for the B list. So, the list initially I read was the A list. And the UEFA Champions League B list comprises of Tyreek George, Romeo Lavia, and George Achampong. For Tyreek George, it's understandable. And for Romeo Lavia also, it's understandable that his injury might not allow him. But I'm surprised George Achampong didn't make the UEFA Champions League A list for Chelsea. I'm truly surprised. Rather, we have on that list Benoit Badiashile and also Levi Cowell. I love the optimism that Chelsea actually used in actually enrolling the name of Levi Cowell, despite being injured for a very long time. And like it was reported, Levi Cowell will be out for the majority of the league. And definitely, Levi Cowell is not going to make it in the group phase of the Champions League. And I think after the group phase, the clubs still have opportunity to submit another list of players for the knockout stage. I think Enzo Maresca should have listed George Achampong in this group phase. But it's up to the manager. The manager has taken the decision, and George Achampong did not make the UEFA Champions League list. There is also a notable name there that is missing. One player that Chelsea actually signed and was very optimistic that he is going to play Champions League football. You want to know who the player is? Take a look at this report. Check this out from Stripad. Facundo Bonanote does not make Chelsea UEFA Champions League squad just days after saying, "It's a great step in my career. I will get the opportunity to play in the Champions League for the first time, which will be a great challenge." At this point in time, what will I say? Facundo Bonanote was left out of the UEFA Champions League squad. He didn't make the A list, and also he didn't make the B list. For Facundo Bonanote, at this point I want to believe he was actually brought in as a depth player in order to assist, to be or to deputize for Cole Palmer should anytime Cole Palmer will not be in the game, because he's a very good attacking midfield forward and also can play as a winger. He plays just the same position like Xavi Simons and Fermin Lopez that Chelsea actually wanted, that Chelsea actually went for we ended up not signing Javi Simons, and Fermin Lopez deal did not actually see the light of day. It looks as if everything about Fermin Lopez was just a try to see if it will definitely go through. But Facundo Bonanote was brought in on loan from Brighton, and he was very optimistic that he is going to play the UEFA Champions League for the first time in his career, only to be faced with this disappointment. I wouldn't call it a disappointment for Facundo Bonanote. He still have the opportunity after the group phase in the knockout round. Another list of players will be submitted, and I think it's time for the Premier League, the FA Cup, and even the Carabao Cup will present him an opportunity to showcase what he can bring to the club, and that will give him the chance to be listed in the knockout phase of the UEFA Champions League. But as it stands, Facundo Bonanote will not be part of Chelsea UEFA Champions League squad in the group phase. And the report went on to say, official, Facundo Bonanote does not make Chelsea UEFA Champions League. List B right now include just Romeo Lavia, Tariq George, and George Achampong. The club can add any player from the academy to the match day squad as long as they have been at the club for 2 years. That is just the situation with Facundo Bonanote. He didn't make the UEFA Champions League squad. And for the Team B list, we have only 3 players on a standby. Should anything happen to any of the player in the A list before the start of the UEFA Champions League, one of them will be called upon to replace such a player. So, for Facundo Bonanote, hard work will definitely put you in a place where you actually want to be. Okay, let's take a look at none other than Alejandro Garnacho just before the deadline day of the transfer window. And he has been assigned a shirt number. Check this out from Chelsea Football Club. Garnacho will wear number 49. The report went on to say Garnacho will wear the number 49 shirt. It is the same number he wore during his first 2 seasons in the Manchester United first team. So, Garnacho have been assigned shirt number in Chelsea, and he actually picked jersey number 49. I don't know if there's anything significant about the jersey number 49, but all that was reported is that was the shirt number he put on in his first 2 seasons at Manchester United. Probably he actually see that shirt number to bring him luck. And the only thing I will want you to do, I'm talking to you, Alejandro Garnacho. I want you, when we travel to Old Trafford in the Premier League, I want you to treat Manchester United the way they have actually treated you. And how will you do that? Score them. I just want you to score a goal against Manchester United. They treated you as an outcast. That is the reality. They treated you as an outcast. And Chelsea actually came for your rescue. And the only thing I want you to do is to treat Manchester United the same way they have actually treated you. By showing them that you've got a lot to offer. Just that the manager was not seeing it. Okay, that's the latest on Alejandro Garnacho. He has been assigned shirt number. So, let's take a look at Fermin Lopez. Chelsea have actually come out to play down talk about Fermin Lopez that we're not actually serious about signing Fermin Lopez. Check this out from Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea sent a bid for Fermin Lopez because they had a feeling they could tempt the player. They wanted to try. They technically did not need the player, but saw an opportunity. He will stay on Chelsea's list for the future. And that is the statement from Chelsea Football Club. They actually didn't need him. They saw an opening and they tempted the player. But it looks as if it's one that Chelsea can actually still secure in the future. So Chelsea will still keep an eye on Fermin Lopez. But Fermin Lopez have come out with a response to that. And here's what Fermin Lopez has to say from Fabrizio Romano. Fermin Lopez, I see myself completing my contract until 2029 at Barcelona. I don't want to leave. I love this club. That is players for you. That is players for you. Players can tell you heaven and earth. But in the next minute, a decision can be made. So we'll see how this will play out in the future. And we'll see how this is going to be if Fermin Lopez will actually see out his contract at Barcelona until 2029. Okay, still in the aftermath of the transfer window, the debacle that happened between Chelsea Football Club, Bayern Munich, and Nicolas Jackson. Chelsea have actually spotted one player who will be the future of the striker in who will actually be a future of Chelsea striker or as a backup striker for Chelsea Football Club. Take a look at the report from Nizakin Sele. Strasbourg striker Emmanuel Emegha is seen internally by Chelsea as a player that could play for them soon or in the Premier League. The decision to recall McGill was also taken with Emegha's future development in mind. Interesting. Which definitely means Chelsea is also looking at the Dutch international, talking about the 22-year-old striker Emmanuel Emegha as the future of Chelsea striker as well. Currently, Chelsea are very much satisfied with the signing of Joao Pedro and Liam Delap, and both players have actually hit the ground on a good note and is giving Chelsea what they actually need. So unfortunate that Liam Delap sustained an injury that have ruled him out for about 6 to 8 weeks as reported by Chelsea Football Club. But as it stands, McGill was recalled from his loan move from Sunderland and will be deputizing for Joao Pedro should Joao Pedro is substituted out of a game or didn't make the selection. But I don't see a situation or what will happen that Joao Pedro will not start Chelsea game, except probably maybe in Carabao Cup where McGill can be given the nod to actually start the game. But as it stands, Emmanuel Emegha is actually tipped as one young player that could come in to actually be part of the Chelsea striking department. So we hope to see how this will happen in the near future. All right, let's check this report. What actually transpired during the transfer window, and this involved Andrey Santos. Take a look at this report from UOL. Andrey Santos turned down a salary base of 8 million euro from Al Qadasiyah, around 5 times more than he earned at Chelsea. Al Qadasiyah, who belonged to Aramco, the country's oil state company, offered 60 million pounds to Chelsea. Interesting. To tell you, Chelsea actually love and believe Andrey Santos. Chelsea did not accept the offer, and Andre Townsend actually turned down that offer from Al Qadasiyah, the Aramco-based oil-rich club. And the interesting thing there is, the offer they are actually offering Andre Townsend is 5 times more than what he is earning currently at Chelsea. I mean, it only takes one with a true heart for Chelsea to turn down such offer. I think a lot of us will remember one Chelsea talent, talking about Oscar. In 2016, when the Chinese league was getting hot just the way the Saudi league is right now, Shanghai SIPG, which is currently known as Shanghai Port FC, came in for Oscar in 2016. They paid Chelsea around 52 million pounds to secure the services of Oscar, and they paid Oscar a wage of about 400,000 pounds weekly, almost 5 times what he was earning in Chelsea at that time. Oscar was earning around 90 to 100,000 pounds, and Shanghai SIPG came in with an offer of 21 million pounds annually, and Oscar didn't blink. Oscar did not turn down that move. And this is a young lad that was actually always in the first team of Chelsea whenever Chelsea is playing, alongside Eden Hazard and Willian. Oscar made the move to China, receiving 400,000 pounds weekly. This is the same situation that Andrey Santos is actually facing at the moment during the transfer window. The Saudi club came in with an offer which is almost 5 times what he is currently earning in Chelsea, but the Brazilian young lad turned down that offer to stay at Chelsea. The report went on to say, Andrey Santos rejected a Saudi proposal in the summer. Santos refused a base salary of 6.9 million pounds per year, around 5 times more than what he currently receives at Chelsea. So that was the situation. I mean, big ups to Andrey Santos, and he actually did well, and respect to him for actually turning down that offer. That shows he actually wants to play for Chelsea Football Club, and it's not about the money at all time. It's about what he wants to give to the club. He has long desired to be in Chelsea, even after he was signed from the Brazilian club down to Chelsea, before he was loaned to Strasbourg, where he did excellently well, and that have actually paid off for him. Now he is part of Chelsea's first team, and he has also been enlisted in the UEFA Champions League squad. Respect Andrey Santos, and I wish him all the very best in his future career. Okay, there is a report that is flying on the Twitter space, and I just have to bring this to our notice and also to let us know that that report is actually fake. There was never a time talking about the Chelsea chairman that he had an interview in Italy regarding Jadon Santos. Take a look at the report from United Exclusive. Chelsea president on Sancho. We had an agreement to buy him out for 20 million euro, but the player in the last season did not show up to several training sections. Once, not even to the stadium for the match. He spent the night chatting with his girlfriend, slept during the day, and when he had 2 days off, he went to Los Angeles to see his beloved. For this reason, we preferred to pay the penalties. And Fabrizio Romano came out with this report that actually debunked that statement. From Fabrizio Romano, quotes reported by Italian press from Todd Boehly about Jadon Sancho are completely fake. Todd Boehly didn't release any interview to Italian newspapers about Jadon Sancho and never commented about the English winger situation. So, that information, that report should be disregarded because it is fake and should not be taken into any context, as Todd Boehly has actually come out to debunk that information. The interview of such kind never took place. So, be aware of that. The report is fake and it actually never happened. Okay, let's move on and look at the bomb squad, as Enzo Maresca will call them. And who are the bomb squad in Chelsea? The bomb squad are those players that actually did not make their move out of Chelsea during the transfer window and as such are not part of the squad in any way. And they are being treated as the bomb squad. So let's take a look at the report from Lloyd and Canfield. Check this out. The extent of the bomb squad isolation include having to use a separate toilet, a different changing room, and not being allowed to eat with any first teamers. The remaining bomb squad members are Sterling, Dizazi, and David Fofana. Wow. These players have been isolated completely from the first team. They are not allowed to share the same toilet. They are not allowed to even eat in the same place. They have been completely isolated from Chelsea Football Club. And for Dizazi, it's quite unfortunate that during the transfer window, he had a bid from 3 different clubs that came for him. West Ham United came for him. He didn't make that move. Bournemouth came for him. He didn't make that move. And also, even on the deadline day, Monaco actually came for Axel Dizazi, and he still didn't make the move out of Chelsea. I don't know what Axel Dizazi actually wants to do. Currently, he earns about £40,000 a week at Chelsea. And believe me, if he had made that move, he would have made more money. But as it stands, he's part of the bomb squad in Chelsea Football Club. And as such, he's not permitted to be anywhere near the first team or even go close to any of the first team facility. So they have been isolated from the team. That is the latest happening on Chelsea Football Club. What do you make of all the latest happening in the club? Starting from the UEFA Champions League squad that was released. Who do you think should have made the list? And who do you think in the list that shouldn't have been there? Drop your comment down below in the comment section. And what do you make of all the happenings around Chelsea Football Club? Thank you very much for watching and catch you in my next video. Bye.